Welcome back. Today we are going to be watching a gold Illari and Bap player. They haven't played Overwatch in about 2 years and looking for some advice to improve to get to plat. Let's see what we can improve on today. Jumping straight into this VOD, we are on Nabani attacker's side. Let's get straight into this VOD. Right away, not noticing jetpack cat soldier. This is a stupid play. This isn't typical. Ban this stupid cat. That soldier immediately got 7% ult just because of a stupid play. I'm really not a fan of cat. Let's slow this down. Right away, I'd like to see repositioning this pylon. You have it over here. Your entire team is not anywhere near this. You are not getting any value out of this pylon. It doesn't take all that much to click a button and reposition it. Whether you want to put it where you and your Kiri and Vendetta are to keep you guys up, that's fine. Or, coming out here for half a second and throwing it against like this bus and letting your Orisa get healed by it. Either way, just repositioning the pylon more often, and you do come down. This is a little bit aggression. So when you're trying to do pokes like this, it's very, very strong to do so. Do not stop doing the damage that you're doing. Supports get a lot of value from doing damage. The problem is right now you are in the dead center of this little street, basically, right? You have a very wide open area to get to either point of safety. If you want to poke, you can poke from here and jiggle back and forth. This is called jiggle peeking. It is very, very strong in any rank to just do a quick peek. Oh, ding, back, peek, ding, back. The biggest reason why you want to do something like jiggle peeking is because it keeps you safe while still allowing you to put that aggression. Now, if you don't want to jiggle peek, say you don't feel comfortable with like your ability to get behind a wall and then come back out and flick onto wherever they move to, you can stay out and, just use your line of sight. So right now I can only see the Cass and my friendly Orisa. This is very strong for me because I can't get shot by anybody other than Cass right now. If I peek out to here, I can now get shot by Cass and Orisa. So you're just inviting more damage to yourself by not using these walls and completely blocking off LOS. Even right here, this is slightly better because you block off the Orisa, but I would still prefer being further in where I could only see the Cass. You try to use these angles to get a better view on the enemy and or completely inhibit the enemy from seeing you. The only thing that kind of sucks here is they have a soldier up here, so if you do end up playing there, they have a really good line of sight on that mega door specifically right here. So it is more dangerous to play there if they have somebody on high ground who's actively watching for you. In this case, he's not actively watching for you, so you can stand there. But same exact concept for right here. I can only see Orisa right here. If I want to, I could play even back here, which allows me to block off line of sight on that high ground easier, instead of having to position all the way back into here to block off high ground. It's a small difference, but it does make a huge difference in your active skill level. Because right now you're walking forward with your Orisa. There is no benefit to walking forward with your Orisa here. You're putting yourself further in danger, and it's not like your damage fall off is going to be such a big factor into not being able to get some of these picks, where you need to be putting yourself into danger to get said picks. You have really good aim so far is what I'm seeing, but kind of another thing is your pylon's still not getting value here. It'd be better to put your pylon like down here in this corner so it doesn't get shot. You could even put it in one of these doorways, like right about here, so it doesn't get shot from the high ground, but it can still get a good healing output. You could, in theory, just put it like against one of these walls. It kind of just depends on where the enemy's positioning at. But in this instance, I just need you to move it. This pylon's getting no value, forcing you to use your resource from your beam to keep this Orisa alive, when you could be doing extra damage and let the pylon do the healing for you. Because now that pylon just started healing the Orisa and you move the pylon. I don't like this position. It's way too open right now. Your pylon's going to completely get destroyed if this high ground gets starts to look at it. But we can kind of, let's skip through here. Not much you can do there. They just hard pushed on her. You're not going to have the healing output to survive that. Amazing, amazing follow-up on your shots there to get that soldier. I want to see as soon as your diva respawns, which she's right there, so I want to see you guys push in hard. This is not something you can do by yourself, so don't try to hard push yourself, but indicate you want to push. You can do that by press and holding the ping button and doing like going in, going in. There's ways of doing it without using voice chat or text chat to be like, go in. We have advantage. Because right now you in theory have a 5v4. You should be pushing really, really hard here. And that cast is low, so now he's going to back up, giving you guys more time to push in forward. But your diva's playing defensive. She's at full HP. I need to see this diva dive. This is the thing that sucks about low rank, is sometimes you just don't get that movement. Now here is risky. Not even checking your side. So this walkway, you're going to need to eventually walk here anyway. I guess you could also like walk through here, but then you're getting no value through that time. But the problem with just the way that you're doing it right now is you're not even looking at what's to your side. Give it a quick second, see what's there, see what's the threat to you for crossing this open area till you get to your next safe area, your next wall, cart. Yeah. Anyway, you just put yourself way too far in the open, and you can very well play right here. I don't think your beam would reach your teammates from here, but your teammates are relatively good on HP. If you just threw pylon roughly at this wall, that should keep them alive. But instead you walk forward, putting yourself into danger, and you actually end up, I think, getting healed by the Curie here, which is why you don't lose a lot of your HP, because you should be like crit here. I think Curie does heal you though. Let's look. Because actually, I think she was intending to heal somebody else, but you walked into him.
My gift to you.
Or maybe a pylon. One of your pylons healing burst got you last second. I don't know exactly what happened there, but you definitely took more damage than your health shows. This is fine here. I don't mind you dueling this soldier. Just get him killed. Your diva's fine. She's full HP. You saw that she was full HP. You don't need to worry about her. So duel this soldier. Excellent headshot. You get the kill on the soldier. Your team gets the kill on the Orisa. So you don't really have much of a worry right now. I'm just going to skip because I know you guys capped. So, decent pylon position. I don't know. It's hard to say with this pylon because there's some times where it's like, yeah, that's a good pylon. If the enemy team isn't pushing past this corner whatsoever, they're never going to break that pylon. But if this cast wants to, he could peek this corner, shoot it like 2-3 times, like just jiggle peek, like boom, 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 and it's gone. I think a slightly better position would be if you could get it behind this car, because then it has a full line of sight of your team without having line of sight on the enemy. That's kind of just, you need to figure that stuff out as you play the game. Figure out where the pylon gets destroyed and where it doesn't. I don't play enough Illari myself to tell you exactly where's the correct decision, but as kind of saying earlier, they just peek the corner, your pylon gets destroyed. Now you're forcing yourself to use resource to manually heal when you could be doing damage instead. And I wouldn't mind seeing an ult here with the Kitsune Rush, but you guys are already kind of... You haven't inherently won that fight yet because you hadn't gotten a pick. That is the first pick of this fight, which is a good soldier pick. You take that. So now they're popping Terra Surge. You didn't get pulled into it, which is really, really lucky, but you need to keep the people that are typically what you would do is you heal the people that are low HP so they can possibly survive it. Right now they're all pretty healthy, so if they don't get out, they're dead. She doesn't actually get any value with it, but your diva does use bomb. And then awareness on this cast, hearing the high noon, getting behind cover, awesome. Your Curie was not so lucky, and your Pharah was standing on top of your head. That's unfortunate. Did she actually die because she couldn't get down? I think that's exactly what happened. Not landed on you, tried to back up. Point actively moving, and no, you're not. So the point actively moving is kind of what killed her, but she also shouldn't have been using her ability to fly so high. This would be a perfect time. Throw your pylon. Just get it down. It may get destroyed right away, but it's going to distract the enemy and maybe get a heal or two out, helping your team, helping this Vendetta hopefully stay alive. But instead, the diva actually walks in front of the Vendetta while you're trying to heal her. So then you actually lose out on being able to heal the Vendetta because your diva walked in front of it. Now your pylon's down. There's also a nano jetpack cat that used her ult as well, so the kind of a waste on those ults. You just kind of boost away. This is good. Now you're out of resource and your pylon's destroyed, so you can't heal this Vendetta and she ends up dying. Diva didn't use defense matrix there for some reason or another. So I want to show something real quick. What ends up happening here, because I remember this from watching it the first time. This corner, like any corner in the game, but this is going to be a really key corner. So you can kind of see how where you're currently positioned. This is good positioning because it allows you to, if you wanted to, move down a little bit from this perspective. You move down to where your diva's at and you get line of sight on the soldier. If soldier comes and pushes that corner further out, it allows you to push back into the safe area of your corner. So you're able to, go, make it so, okay, if I don't want to see the soldier, you want to do this, right? Move over so that you can only see the soldier. And if soldier keeps moving, you can do that. Okay, now I can, okay, cast. Okay, soldier. Soldier, you do this, right? Keeping in only one person in your line of sight, because you can only shoot one person at a time. But now they're backed up. Okay, so now you can play, if you want to, you can push like you are or play back here. This would be playing really defensively. This is super safe. Don't typically play on this corner. But yeah, now your tank has mech, you can play a little further. Kind of see where they're at. I would still say play further back on these corners because it will just give you an advantage playing further back on a corner. It makes it harder for you to hit because you're a smaller hitbox when you're further away. And on top of that, if you need to, you can use your mobility and get back really fast, so it's not that dangerous. Typically, a character that doesn't have mobility would want to play closer just so that they know exactly what's going to happen, and as soon as they push, so they can start backing up as fast as possible. But this is fine. Your push is fine here, but going past where we just were, this is not fine. So we go here, we push forward, this is good. See the Orisa? Okay, that's fine. You can shoot the Orisa. That's fine. And what you did there, okay, she moved further back. You push the corner to see somebody else. Okay, now this. Don't jump in the line of sight of an entire team. This is just jumping puts you in a very, very vulnerable position. Stop pressing spacebar. It's not good for you. But now you're jumping. You're pushing further forward than your diva is right now. So now you're going to be you're going to be the first thing that gets shot at by the enemy team right now. Okay, now you play the corner. Yep, that's good. But during this entire time, I also want to re-mention this. Your pylon is sitting back here, not helping the active fight. For it to heal, somebody has to fall back really far. I'd like to see it put on the wall way sooner. But okay, now it's here. Now, this is kind of stupid. I don't know why your diva's falling back. She shouldn't be falling back here. I don't care that she's half HP. This shouldn't be happening. Does she not have any resource? No, she's full on resource. She just falls back. That's stupid.
Pylon destroyed.
If you had your pylon up there sooner, it could have potentially healed her better so that she didn't end up feeling like she needed to fall back. But this is just a weird position for you to be at. Your tank's playing weird, so you have to adjust your playstyle to match, and it just doesn't fit well.
Working on your injuries. Keep close.
And then, you know, kind of same thing. You can see exactly what I'm talking about. This diva pushes so far past the corner, and she's aiming at the Cass. Like, if we go back, you can watch this. So she gets crit, gets healed, half HP, starts shooting at the soldier, you know, and then starts shooting main. Okay. Cass is still there. Or she wasn't, I guess she wasn't shooting at the Cass, but you can see like she was shooting at this Orisa, but kept pushing forward. So now she's in the line of sight of Cass even harder. She can't escape. So now she's going to get low. DM. 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 God, that's not good. That is unlucky that you have to deal with that. I am sorry for your loss. But she didn't end up losing her mech, luckily. Only thing about this that is really bad is your Kiri doesn't have ult, and you have ult. Do not heal a tank that is crit HP perfectly safe when the other support is on them and they do have ult, or don't have ult, and you do. Because basically right now, all you're doing, sure, you'll be able to get this diva into the fight faster, and sometimes you do need to do that. But right now, there is no benefit to getting this diva back in the fight faster. Just let your Kiri completely farm Kutsune Rush here.
Recharging. Just stuff it out.
And also, I would love to see you pop ult. You've been holding on to it for a while now. And I think you do soon, but it gets eaten by the Orisa. Don't aim at Orisa when you do it. I think it's... Yeah, here it is. Don't aim at an Orisa. Or at or near an Orisa when you're popping ult here. What you should be doing, it has a huge AoE. Pop it at this corner of this door right here. Because it would still hit the Orisa and the soldier. But then you're also going to hit Ana and Cass. Instead, it gets eaten. You get no value. Sucks, but that's fine. Your Pharah does luckily clutch up and get the double kill. And you guys just won that fight there. Not much you can do. Ana jumps off the map. Jetpack Cat probably escaped. Oh yeah, there she is. Okay, this is kind of weird. Why are you putting this so high? It does have a really far range, and it probably will still reach, but there's not much of a reason to. I actually have no idea what range on Pylon actually is. Oh, it looks like it does reach from there. So maybe it is a good idea. So this would be an instance where I don't play Illari, so I didn't know it reached that far. I thought it was way less, but apparently not. So it's getting a huge amount of value by sitting there, and it's relatively not, like, it's relatively safe. It's not going to get destroyed unless, you know, no, you need to put it a little bit more to the left here, because I can still see it from here. If I was any of the ranged characters, which they have a lot of ranged characters, their soldier, their Cass, or their Ana, and or Orisa, I would shoot this pylon right away, and then you wouldn't have the heals and support of the pylon anymore. You're playing a little aggressive here. Just back up. Play behind this cart. There's no reason to play where you're at right now. You want to look at kind of how... Cart is a movable wall. It allows you to move with your team while also giving you 100% protection as long as you're playing behind it. So right here, there's no downside to just playing on this wall. I would also... You probably have the cooldown. Readjust your pylon. You've now gotten to the point where, I mean, it still is healing, but I would love to see the pylon get readjusted to like here so that it can't be shot at, number one, unless they push really, really hard. But number two, it's just going to be more relevant in the active fight. And you start playing behind the payload now, which is good. That's what we want to see. You pop Kitsune Rush, they pop High Noon. This is kind of weird. I'm gonna mention this just because I don't want you to fall into this trap. So this is using these ults right here. What your Kiri and this cast, both, this is a very low level idea. Just using a little bit of common sense, I'm gonna say, like, and just genuinely thinking about it, not just pressing button to press button, right? If we look at what's going on right now, Arissa's there. She's half HP. She's gonna start backing up. She could feed to touch point, but then they're gonna lose their tank and they're not gonna push because their tank's dead. So Arissa's naturally gonna fall back. Now she doesn't have gold. She doesn't have spear. She may still have spear spin, but let's see.
The payload has reached
You guys just capped point. Even if this Orisa didn't, or even if this Orisa does end up touching point here, it's not going to matter because all you guys need to do is win a normal fight. Like, this cast should die. I don't know exactly what happens here. I think the Vendetta, instead of slicing, he gets booped down, which screws you over, and that's why you die. But, you guys capped this point without needing these ults. So both you and the enemy team used ults that have no effect. Because whether you guys win this fight or not, you have close spawn, you have won the objective. And this game, long behold, it's an objective-based game. So we can skip a little bit till you get back. This is just weird. The pylon's there. Why are we replacing it? Because now you have to wait cooldown to place it again. Right here, the kind of small thing, putting even that little bit of resource into the diva when she was antied, but then looking away from her so that you don't, like, she's not been antied for a while now. Still not antied. There we are. That's when that time that it took you to realize that you could be healing your tank, that took too long. Because what actually that lost you the fight here, you can look, let's watch this from the diva's POV. She goes in, gets antied, gets 60 HP, and starts holding DM. She's not holding the DM necessarily for the nanovisor, she's holding the DM just to not die. So now she doesn't have any DM to actually stop the nanovisor. Right here, this is just stupid of her. I would be using my DM on this nanovisor. Now nanovisor's gone, so I don't need to worry about him killing my squishies. But you can see, if she didn't have to use DM for as long as she did, you would have potentially not lost your Pharah. But you end up trading, you get the soldier pick. That ult got no value, but you did end up getting the jetpack cat with the diva. So this, I do not like this jump here. I want to quickly, oops, wrong buttons. Want to quickly look at this. You're trying to, I like to call these types of conditions lost causes. This vendetta is a lost cause. There is basically nothing you can do as Illari to save her life. Kiri could possibly save her life if she really wanted to, risk it. And with the help of Diva, like, you could, in theory, get this vendetta out. But this is a lost cause for you as Illari. You are now using your jump to go in to try to save the Illari, which now puts you in a bad position. And guess what? You get shot at. If you were playing against a better team, you die there. I really want to point that out. If you don't, if you do that and you play against a team that has just a slight bit more mechanical prowess, you're going to die. It only takes 2 shots for Cass to kill with headshots. If he gets body shots, I think it's 3, maybe 4. But then you also have the Orisa there. You have the Ana there. You could get antied. You could get slapped. You could get speared. She missed the spear. Like, there's so many opportunities for you to die there just because you used an ability wrong. Right here, I would love to see the pylon get placed in here. Place it here so that I can still get value in the fight, but not get shot at. Because right now you're just... If you were to pump it, or if you were to put that pylon down earlier, as soon as you had on cooldown, because you do look for it, I see you look for it, but then you're like, oh, I don't have pylon cooldown, so then you just go back. But now you have pylon cooldown. put it down. You could even help. Put it on the back of the cart.
Stay in range
But
if you
now,
want my
because
help.
your diva takes a lot of damage, she plays for safety, doesn't go into the small room, which if I was her, I would definitely be going into that room right now. Which now she's using a bunch of DM. You're out of heal resources. You still don't have pylon down. Now you're getting hard pushed by the Orisa, and your diva is running away. Now you have the cast to worry about. You're just lucky they miss their shots again. Better team, you'd be dead. And here you finally get punished because you push in stupidly. Like, this is bad. Do not do this. Your diva is a lost cause. You are not going to be able to save her. She has 4 people or 3 people looking at her. And you push in and Anna starts looking at you with the cast. You're not making that out. Right here, you just took some spam. Nothing wrong with that. If you die there, that's just unlucky. Yeah. You took a little bit too much spam. Placing pylon down would have helped, but it looks like soldier destroyed pylon. You could place it here, gives a pretty good line of sight, or you could place it on the front of this car, which pretty well blocks it off. You can just skip through here. So yeah, terrible spot for pylon. It's just gonna get shot right away. Place it either on the back of the cart or on this wall. Back of the cart is going to be a little bit more risky, but it is going to get more value as just it's going to be able to heal more. Farah going in for a suicidal barrage, but does get 2 picks. That's going to be really good for your team. And now this is just unfortunate. This is why this thing needs to be banned from the game. Nano visor from above with high mobility. That thing's not dying. The only counterplay you guys have is if Diva was able to like DM everything and you guys get out, but yeah, that's not gonna happen. You guys end up losing this fight. Cat grabs the Farah. Diva and you, it looks like, yep. And gets stuck in the Orisa ult, but you did use your ult, I remember that. Yep, okay, let's watch this. So you go in with your ult, which is really good. This is a good time to ult because you're using it aggressively and there's only 4 seconds left. So you use it or lose it, basically. There is the off chance where you do want to save it just so that you can use it for this right here. But I like this aggression. You end up not using your mobility, so you're able to get out. You do take a lot of damage from it, but she didn't charge it up enough to get a kill. You get the kills there. You get the shots on the Ana, which is amazing. End up not being able to get the jetpack cap, but then your Emra gets the shot, and you end up winning the round. Awesome. Skip ahead. So right here, I'm pretty sure you guys get pretty screwed over here. They put a lot of damage out real fast. This is, don't push on a Junkrat like that. Never push on a Junkrat in a small room. You're not going to win. And especially when you can just like stay where you were. Don't use mobility, just stay where you are. First of all, break that trap so that somebody doesn't accidentally walk into it. And then just pew, 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 you know. But instead you get close range. He can one-shot you basically from here. He misses the shot, but he does hit the concussion mine, which still did like half your HP. I still don't like this. You're kind of you're falling into the same trap that happened when you were on attack right here, not looking this way. You're doing the same exact thing. You're way too tunnel visioned on the SIG here. You need to pay attention to what's going on, where the enemy's at. Because versus a better team, you die. This Sigma shouldn't be pushing on a junk too. That's just stupid of him. So yeah, you lose your SIG. You guys lost this fight. Right here, I like the fact that you realize you need to get out. You almost go for this door, and then you're like, no, I'm gonna go forward. If you're going to get out, get out. Don't play this iffy. I don't maybe because you just got a Junkrat shot, and if that was, you know, half an inch to the right, you were dead. Instead, and on top of that, instead of getting out by just the get out door, puts you basically straight to your team spawn. You take the high ground or you take the staircase that goes to high ground, which gives you the opportunity to get shot at when you're crit HP like this. Once again, better team, you're dead. But you get out. Currently, you have 4 deaths, so I've counted at least 2 or 3 deaths where it was if you were or against a better team, you were 100% dead. And it's a good pick on the soldier, but you guys are still not going to be able to touch point. I don't like that position on this pylon. It's not going to get as much value. I'd like to see it placed on the backside of here. Over here. You know, like, if you can place it on this wall facing like this, so it still has line of sight of that area. That one, you know, this is going to be just out of line of sight, but they can push on it relatively hard, or you put it, you know, back here. There's a lot of other places. You put it down here inside of this room. That's just going to get destroyed so fast. Kind of how I mentioned with the player, how you want to, you know, okay, now you can see Sigma, and then if you need to, you can like go back and play around. You do the same thing with your pylon, just it's stationary, so you need to put it in an area where it's hard to get to. Because right now, it is in a good position for the fact the enemy team can't really push up. But as soon as the enemy team gets that payload there, they're going to be able to play behind payload and walk up for free. I think you're spending too much time healing right now. And like, okay, you recognize that it's time to start moving payload. But you put it on this door right here. So this is a really good spot because it can't get shot at if you put it a little bit higher. But it's not going to be, you didn't put it higher, right? So it's going to get shot at. It somehow isn't destroyed yet. That's the thing that's surprising to me. It's like sometimes you'll get away with stuff like this. Sometimes you won't. I would love to see you using the ping option more, just to kind of be like, ping, ping. There's this Junkrat completely whiffed his timer there. But now this is like lack of paying attention. You're walking into an anode Sigma, you're dead. You stay alive for way longer than you should, but you're dead. You lost that fight. Almost died there. You know, if you're better, kind of same thing right here. You're really out in the open. Play closer to this corner. You can make it so you can see the Ana and get some shots on the Ana if you want. You could even, right now you're slightly closer to this angle. I don't typically like this angle as a support. I like doing this angle more as a DPS that has the mobility to get through. I like this angle on characters like Genji, Symmetra. Trying to think of other characters that have like a good fast mobility to get from point A to point B. Junkrat could do it pretty easily too because he can concussion mine over. There's not many characters that I like really enjoy playing this angle. But you guys are able to push forward to prevent them from completely capping point, and it looks like you have advantage. I don't like this Curial. You have both DPS killed, and you guys have only lost your Torb. No, I really don't like this ult. This is way overkill. Especially since it doesn't get a kill. So that's crazy. You guys just used 2 ults and didn't get a kill. You got the value of them backing up, but actually them backing up is beneficial because now their soldiers back. Or sorry, yeah, both are DPS. Their soldier and Hanzo is still a little far away, but you know, luckily that pick happens. So now you guys have a really good advantage. You're gonna waste good 30-40 seconds here just because they're down somebody. I really like that. So now they're ulting. This is kind of risky on their part to be ulting without a teammate, but I think it's still going to be fine for them in the long run because they got the big person, your tank. And then he puts his shield. Why? Oh no, I feel bad for you. I don't think his shield was broken there.
Barrier is splintering. Barrier has
Oh, he. Okay, he did let it break. And then they did. Okay, they did break through it. So that was just bad Sig abilities. Your Sig used his abilities really badly, which made it so he died. You just need to get out of here. Luckily, they use cat ult, so you don't have to worry about that at least.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
But, you know, once again, I haven't seen you ult for a while. Actually, we can check. When did you first charge? Had all 48, 76, 92, 99, 100. So you got halt at 12:18. Still haven't used it. Basically 2.5 minutes later. You don't. So this is really this is upsetting to me. You don't use ult at all this round. Let's see if that's true. Let me. Yeah, you get it right at the end. Yeah. So you don't use ult at all this round, and at least not where it matters. You do technically use it here, but you've already lost by this point. You know, they have 0.19 meters, and you guys don't have a touch. So not using ult there at all. You know, this is a really big mistake here. Really, really big mistake. You had ult around here. You could have at least used it here and had it charged up again before you used it again. So you would have been able to get 2 ults in the span that you didn't even get 1 valuable ult. Whereas right here, you were able to pop it twice. You did hold it a little bit too, because you had it for quite a while here as well. Actually, let's look at that. Look at that. Look how fast you got ult here. You could have used it here, charged it up again, and used it again here, if you used it right away. Obviously, that's not the best choice, but just showing you how fast ults charge up in this game. You could have gotten 3 ults in the span from 420 to 839.
regenerated.
And then right here, this is where you finally play Bap.
Nice to be the patient for a change. You're completely healed.
Getting a little more comfortable with that healing would be good, but that's fine. I do remember your hog actively throws the first fight here, but you guys are able to win. Okay, you did it again. You did it again. You just walk through an area where you see the enemies at. Like, okay, Sig's there. I'm gonna, you know, Sig's still there. Sig's still there. I get why you want to go on this Ana, but being aware that just make sure you're safe to do so first, because now you're gonna get slept because you pushed on an Ana, and now you're dead. So was that worth it? I think not. You are able to get back in time.
You're going to be fine.
Okay, I want to point out something. I mentioned, so I responded to you, and I've already told you this, but something that I want to mention for the video is something that you can do with Baptiste is you can alternate between shooting and healing. There's 2 main patterns that you want to do. You can either shoot, heal, shoot, heal, or do shoot, heal, shoot, heal. The first one will have a little bit more damage output at the cost of slightly less healing. The other one will maintain the same healing amount, but just increase your damage. It will be the exact same amount that you can heal. So there is no reason not to do it, because you will just be able to get more value. Your overall goal there is just increase your amount of actions per minute, because you'll be able to get more damage. You're putting out more, not more healing, but you're putting out the same healing, and you're able to put out damage. It's going to take some time, and it's going to take a lot of effort to learn how to go from flicking to the team, flicking to enemy, flick to the team, flick to the enemy.
Stay near the immortality field.
one thing I want to mention too with Baptiste, his immortality field follows the same trajectory as your heal. So before you do this lob immortality field for this hog, double check that it's going to make it by throwing a heal lob
Stay
first
near
and
the
see.
immortality field. You're going to be
Because right
fine.
here, this would be a perfect example of like the shoot heal would be awesome. This tank's full HP. Granted, there's going to be a giant rock in his face here, but this soldier just ran to point for free. You could have gotten some damage off on him. Like, still do some damage on this soldier. This jump here is fine. I'd love to see you shift here. Just shift so that you can heal this Junkrat without even having to look at him, and then start doing more damage.
Round of healing.
He also has increased attack speed whenever you do use your shift.
Reloading. Stay alive, please.
Okay, you actually looked through your path this time. This is awesome. I still, you know, people are low. You know they're actively walking, and you know the enemy's actively behind you because you just saw this. You were just a part of this. Oh, Sigma's there. I see him. I still see where he's at. I still see where he's at.
Stay alive,
You know.
please.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my back to him. Now, yes, you did awesome. You forced out the Ana. This is good. But both you and your Kiri are looking this way. Your team doesn't have any support right now.
Someone had to keep you alive.
And now you're in the open. You take half your health because you're not playing close enough to this corner. I'd love to see you take high ground here. High ground is just beneficial. You could take high ground and play this pillar right here.
Careful. You seem to attract danger.
Okay, you have window here. I want to see you window really early. You're not going to get value from windowing late here. That would be a perfect time where you could just hold, so shot, heal, that would be a perfect time for that. You know, your hog was near full health. You don't, or actually, sorry, that would have been a good time for shot, heal, because your hog was basically full health. He's not going to burst so fast where you wouldn't be able to put an immortality field or use your shift in time to keep him alive. Plus, he has his own self heal. You don't need to worry about that hog when he's full HP. So that'd be a perfect time to get some extra damage out with shot, heal, or even completely, you know, forget about healing and just do shot.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
So like right now, this would be an awesome time to use your ult too. You end up saving your hog here. That's an awesome.
Immortality field deployed.
You do try to go for the Immor to save your Sim, but you were not fast enough, sadly. So this would be something I would love to see your hog hyper aggression. Okay. Now, because you didn't use your ult last fight, you need to use your ult this fight. 100% need to. There is no question. As soon as you see the first enemy, use your ult. You keep her alive? Okay, but right now, put your ult right here. If you press the Q button twice, it will rotate it so it's in line with your crosshair instead of parallel with it. That would be a perfect time to just throw it there, because that's going to just scare the enemy. That's going to let your hog do a lot more damage. He may even want to use his ult right away, which he should. But instead, sadly, I know what happens. Your sim gets destroyed. Your trade for a soldier pick. You're out in the open, so you're going to take a bunch of damage from this Emra and high ground.
Get in here.
This would be another place where, you know, playing on this high ground, you have this wall here to prevent stuff like this, but you would still be able to, you know, jiggle peek side to side. Don't do this. Don't go back and forth in the same one over and over again. You can do it like once or twice, and then go to the right side, then go left side, then go right side twice, and then go left side once. You can do this to kind of duke out this Emre as much as possible. But your healing, your Matrix just took too long. You end up getting some good damage on the Ana, but Ana and then's nanos, and now you guys have lost. Because your hog is antied and he's not able to heal. He's not playing in a spot where he can get behind a wall for safety. And then you die because you're crit HP, and Emra's still on high ground. Junkrat gets pushed by a Nano Darissa, and that's pretty much GG's there. But your Junk clutches this out. Better team, you lost. When I first watched this replay, I was really surprised that this was a 1 game from the way that it looked. I say 1, but I guess technically it would be a draw. Because right here, it's just a single jump. Miss, hit, miss. Didn't use his shift. Like, you guys shouldn't have won that. You should not have won that. Anyway, I hope this video has earned your subscription. This has been Big Red, and I'll see you next time.